Well, we did it. We wrapped up the restoration of this 2013 Titleist AP1, and I gotta admit, this thing looks incredible. Now, before we show it off, let's recap our steps. In our safety and equipment step, we talked about a few precautions that you need to take to make sure that you protect your home and you protect yourself. So always use gloves, always use a mask, always use eye protection, and make sure that you have the proper safety equipment nearby. In terms of equipment, I proved to you that you can do this entire process without breaking the bank. We used only 5 or 6 things throughout the entire process, and this thing looks amazing. In our recon step, we mapped the makeover. This is the most important step in the entire restoration process. This is where we determined the type of metal that this club is made from. Then we noted our finishing details and the things that we wanted to make sure that we carried through in the restoration. Like, are there areas that we want to protect, like this cavity or serial numbers? What areas of the club are matte or satin? Which areas are polished? What color was the paint fill? What size was the ferrule? And we took a lot of pictures to make sure we had a record of everything, but we had really good before and after pictures so you can see the progress that you made from the start to finish. Removing the club head only took about 2 or 3 minutes, and we used a handheld kitchen torch to soften the epoxy in the club head, and we were able to pull the club head off no problem. Again, safety was really important here because we're working with fire. So we needed to make sure we wore gloves, we used eye protection, and that I had a fire extinguisher handy in case anything went wrong. Once the club head was off, I used paint stripper to remove all this paint fill just to give us a clean slate. Then we were able to weigh the clubs so that we can get the initial weight of the club head and then determine how much weight we lost when the restoration was done so that we can add that weight back. Scratch and dent repair was done with only using 3 or 4 different grits of sandpaper and sanding in a single direction to move our lines closer and closer and closer together until we couldn't see them anymore. Even without polishing, this thing looked amazing. Then we continued refining those lines using our homemade polisher. Polishing, again, is just an extension of that sanding step, but that sanding grit is embedded in those polishing compounds. We followed the same lines that we used in our sanding step to make those lines so microscopically thin that we couldn't even see them with our naked eye. Once I had this thing gleaming, then I had the perfect base to give it its surface textures. Now, this thing originally had a mild brushed finish, and I was able to accomplish that by just using a scuff pad. And I did that in straight lines to mimic what it would look like if I did it on a machine. Then I was able to mask off the club face and a few decorative areas so that I could sharpen the grooves and then hit it with my handheld sandblaster to recondition the club face and give it those few decorative touches that we saw in the recon step that I wanted to carry through in this restoration. Paint fill, no problem. We just slopped on some paint, used a little acetone on a makeup removal pad, and then wiped off the excess. Again, don't be so meticulous about how you apply the paint because the real magic's in the cleanup. And finally, we were able to put it all back together using a 2-part epoxy. We mixed that 1-to-1, swapped in a new ferrule, added the appropriate tip weight, and then slid on the club head. Then once it was dry, I cut off the old grip, put on some new grip tape, softened the adhesive on the grip tape with some grip solvent, and then slid on a new grip. I hope you see just how easy this process is if you followed the steps in order. It required no special skills on anyone's part, no fancy workshop. We did most of the work outside or I was chilling on the couch, and no special equipment. We used about 5 or 6 basic things from our Amazon equipment page and a homemade polisher, and now this thing looks brand new. If you learned anything and you want to support me, I'd love it if you got my book. Again, there's two ways to do that. There's a downloadable ebook, instant download, pay whatever you want, or there's a paperback on Amazon. It's available in 14 different countries, has everything you need to get started in golf club restoration. Pro tips, safety tips, equipment lists, step-by-step instructions to make sure you're successful. So thanks for watching my beginner series. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our intermediate series where we tackle a carbon steel club. 99% of those steps are exactly the same, but we're gonna add a few more steps to the process to make sure that we can protect the club. Now, if you wanna relax and see how this whole thing unfolded, watch this video right here.